if you noticed I skipped out on the last segment, it's because I went fishing. I had to do it. Chef Anthony Fisher is joining us again from Pittsburgh High School in Studio K this morning, here to show us how to cook a whole fish.
Yes, we're going to whole roast a fish. Now you can do this in the parchment like I'm going to show you, or you can put it right into your baking rack, right into your roasting rack. Either way is just perfectly fine. It just depends on what you want and how you want to do it. I like to cook it in the parchment just because it keeps the moisture inside and keeps it circulating.
Yeah.
So, but any way that you want to do it is a wonderful way. So.
Okay, so.
Cue my theme song from Little Mermaid, but no, sorry.
Oh, where is Michael at when we need him?
I know. So we're going to take our fish. This is a whole tilapia, and we're just going to sit here and drain him out a little bit. And we're going to open up our parchment paper.
Okay. Yep. Behind the scenes here, I never put Anthony's mic on, so I'm going to help you out here. Just do a quick fix. There we go.
Is that better?
Yes.
So what I've done is I've taken our fish and put it right on top of our parchment, and I've laid 2 basil leaves right inside. And you want to tuck them nice and deep inside there, because all we want is the oils to come out inside the fish. You're not going to eat them later, so you don't have to worry too much about them. And we're going to start adding our exterior and interior ingredients. We're going to start with some coarse ground black pepper on the inside. And we're going to do a little bit of our Thai chili sea salt inside. And we're going to do a little bit of garlic inside, because of course, you know me, I got to have my garlic.
Oh yeah. Stuff in the fish.
Oh yes.
Okay.
We're going to put some lemon wedges right inside of our fish, right into the cavity.
Chef Anthony, you probably told me, but what type of fish is this?
This is a tilapia.
Tilapia.
They're easy to work with, they're rather forgiving, and they're not too expensive for you to practice on.
I'd have to say, I mean, we don't catch a lot of tilapia out here, so I don't know if I've seen one whole before.
There are a few places in town that you can get them. It just all kind of depends on where you're going and how you're looking. I think I've seen them at Ron's.
Okay.
Most places don't deal in a whole fish very often unless you ask for it, because it's not something that most people are comfortable cooking.
So and you got this from Simon Market, correct?
Yes.
And we've got, in our earlier this morning, we cooked some salmon that you got from Simon Market.
His salmon is so wonderful. This tilapia is absolutely gorgeous. And as you can see, I'm just stuffing the cavity with all the peppers and flavors that I want to come through on it.
Last week, you got some tuna from Simon Market that was to die for.
Oh, just wait for next week.
Oh, if you guys missed out last week on the tuna tartare that, did I say that right?
You did.
A little rough, but the tuna tartare, it was absolutely amazing. Like, it is raw tuna that you're making.
Correct.
But as long as you know your fishmonger.
Correct.
And you trust them, then you can get good fish here in the 4 states as well. So
yes.
Fresh fish too, so that's amazing.
Don't be afraid of it. Try something new, try something, but get to talk to everybody. Talk to whoever's working inside of the place where you're buying your fish from. Make sure you're comfortable talking to them. If you talk to them and you're like, well, I wouldn't want you to be my friend, then you don't want to buy from them.
Yeah.
So
that's that relationship.
You have to build that relationship a little bit.
This is
I've seasoned the outside.
Delightful. Yes.
Exactly the same as I season the inside. And I'm putting a few peppers on the outside because I want all those oils to come through. And I'm using sweet peppers and some serranos because I like my heat. And some jalapenos just because, of course, who doesn't like a good jalapeno? And then a little bit of lemon. Now, the key to the lemon is you got to cut it thin.
Okay.
You don't want to put a giant wedge on top of there, but we'll just lay it right there on top like so.
Now, why would you want the thin wheel over the giant wedge?
Well, all that oil that's inside there will come out, and then the rind burns.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't want the rind to burn inside of your parchment. So now we're just going to fold it shut. And like earlier, you really should try to cut it in the shape of a heart, but my skills are not that great, my arts and crafts skills. So I just cut the corners off of a rectangular piece of parchment so that I have extra parchment, because wrapping the whole fish is a little bit different because it is so much bigger.
If you have too much parchment, it's just more to burn when it's in the stove.
Well, it's not so much to burn in the stove, but you can fold it up. As you can see, I'm starting to build up a little bit of excess here. And I'm going to actually start a fold, and then I'm going to do a fold back.
Ah.
So that I help to eat up that. And I can leave space in here, that's not a problem.
And the whole goal of doing this is to keep the steam
Correct.
in your fish, to keep the juices in there, to let all of the,
Everything
all
just
your peppers
marry-
and your lemon and everything just, marry in together.
marry in together and give you a wonderful flavor. This is a French technique, but I see it done more in Thai restaurants than anywhere else, or Mexican restaurants, because people like a good whole roasted fish. And you know, I actually found a restaurant here in town that does a rather good whole roasted fish. So don't be afraid to try it. Most people are like, well, I can't eat it because I don't want to look at the eyes. If you can get over looking at the eyes, then you'll do just fine. I chase my kids around with it and say, come on, kiss the fish, make it talk, sing my theme song, and it drives my students nuts, but
If you can
everybody's
handle eating
laughing.
crawfish, you can have a fish like this.
Oh yeah, crawfish is the hard part. So I have a hard time dealing with the crawfish, but this is fun. I have it all sealed up inside, 450 degrees into the oven, and then 35, 45 minutes, depending upon the quality of your oven, how even it cooks, and just temp it out at 145 degrees, pull it out, and of course we'll show you what comes next.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and pop this one in the oven and go to break and be back after these messages. We'll be right back.